Few teams in baseball carry as number 20, Luis Tiant. There was nothing ordinary about Luis Tiant. Not his delivery, not his personality, and certainly not the way he captured Boston's heart. Known affectionately as El Tiante, he became one of the most beloved figures in Red Sox history during the 1970s. Tiant's pitching motion was unlike anything baseball had seen before. Hitters never quite knew when the ball was coming, and fans never got tired of watching it. His delivery became his signature, and his funky windup remains one of the most iconic in the game's history. But Tiant was more than just style. He was substance. During his 8 seasons in Boston, he was one of the most reliable and dominant pitchers in the American League. Beyond the numbers, Tiant brought joy, swagger, and a sense of fun to a team and a fan base that desperately needed it. His handlebar mustache, infectious smile, and larger-than-life personality made him a cult hero. Number 19, Mookie Betts. Though his time in Boston was shorter than fans wished, Mookie Betts shined with the brilliance of a shooting star, dazzling Fenway Park every time he took the field. From the moment he arrived, Betts brought a rare combination of athleticism, skill, and charisma that made him one of the most complete players the Red Sox had ever seen. Defensively, he was pure magic in right field. A multi-time Gold Glove winner, Betts turned impossible plays into highlights, making leaping catches at the wall and gunning down base runners with one of the strongest arms in the game. In 2018, he had a season for the ages, hitting .346 with 32 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and a league-leading 129 runs scored. That year, he captured the American League MVP award and led Boston to a franchise record 108 wins, capped off by a dominant postseason run and a World Series title. Mookie's leaping catches, clutch hits, and MVP swagger have ensured that his name will always hold a special place in Fenway lore. His era in Boston was brief, but it was brilliant. Number 18, Jimmie Foxx. Jimmie Foxx, a man they called the Beast. When Foxx joined the Red Sox in 1936, he wasn't just good, he was transcendent. He immediately became the most feared hitter in the American League, terrorizing pitchers with his raw power and smooth, compact swing. In 1938, he put together one of the greatest offensive seasons in baseball history, hitting .349 with 50 home runs and 175 RBIs, numbers that would be jaw-dropping even in today's game. That performance earned him the American League MVP. But Foxx was more than just a slugger. He was a 3-time All-Star with the Red Sox, a leader in the clubhouse, and a player who helped Fenway Park become a home run haven before power hitting truly became the game's focus. By the time he left Boston, he had passed the 500 home run milestone, joining a club that included only Babe Ruth at the time. His time in Boston may have been overshadowed by Williams' arrival, but Foxx was the first great Fenway slugger to make fans dream about balls clearing the green monster. Number 17, Nomar Garciaparra. For a time in the late 90s and early 2000s, Nomar Garciaparra wasn't just the shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. He was the shortstop of baseball. Fans at Fenway chant every time he stepped to the plate, and his signature batting gloves routine became as iconic as the Green Monster itself. With his lightning-quick, whip-like swing, he could turn a 95 MPA fastball into a screaming line drive in the blink of an eye. Nomar won Rookie of the Year in 1997 and quickly became one of the most feared hitters in the game, though injuries and the eventual trade that sent him away in 2004 cut short what could have been an even more legendary Boston career. His impact can't be overstated. Nomar made shortstop cool again in Boston, brought energy to a team still chasing its first World Series in generations, and gave the city a superstar to rally behind. For many fans, he was the bridge between the heartbreak years and the championship era that would soon follow. Number 16, Bobby Doerr. Bobby Doerr was the quiet cornerstone of the Red Sox in the 1940s, the steady heartbeat of a team that came close to glory. While others grabbed headlines with tape measure home runs or fiery personalities, Doerr simply showed up every day and played the game the right way. A brilliant second baseman with a smooth glove and a steady bat, he was as reliable as Fenway's left field walls. Doerr made 9 All-Star teams and was one of the key figures who helped lead Boston to the 1946 World Series. His approach at the plate was patient and professional, and on defense, he turned double plays with a grace that made them look routine. Ted Williams once said Bobby Doerr was the best teammate he ever had. Doerr's number 1 is retired at Fenway, a permanent reminder of the man who represented everything Boston fans love about their players: toughness, loyalty, and an unwavering dedication to the team. Number 15, Babe Ruth. While Babe Ruth is perhaps best known for what he did as a Yankee, let's not forget just how good he was in Boston before heading south to the Bronx. Though most people remember him for what he did after leaving Boston, his story started here. Ruth began as a dominant left-handed pitcher for the Sox, winning 89 games in 6 seasons and posting a 2.19 ERA. He led Boston to 3 World Series titles and then slowly transitioned into one of the most feared sluggers in the game. As the Red Sox gave him more playing time in the outfield, he began launching balls over Fenway's walls at a pace no one had ever seen. In 1919, he hit 29 home runs, more than most entire teams, and changed the game forever, ushering in the live ball era and turning baseball into a sport where power ruled. Number 14, Manny Ramirez. Few players in baseball history could electrify a crowd the way Manny Ramirez did. The moment he stepped to the plate at Fenway Park, you could feel the energy shift. Everyone stopped what they were doing because they knew something special could happen. Manny had one of the smoothest, most beautiful right-handed swings the game has ever seen. In 8 unforgettable seasons with the Red Sox, Manny Ramirez was a machine at the plate. He hit over 270 home runs with Boston, drove in nearly 900 runs, and posted a .312 batting average. Manny's personality was just as iconic as his bat. Manny being Manny became a phrase Red Sox Nation used to describe his quirky behavior. Yes, there were controversies later in his career, but inside Fenway, Manny Ramirez was pure magic. He was a hitting savant, a showman, and one of the players who helped transform the Red Sox from cursed underdogs into a baseball powerhouse. Number 13, Jim Rice. Jim Rice wasn't just a player. He was a force of nature in the Red Sox lineup for 16 seasons. From the moment he broke into the big leagues, Rice was a presence you couldn't ignore. Standing tall in the batter's box with that powerful frame and calm intensity, he became one of the most feared hitters of his generation. Rice's bat was electric. He smashed over 380 home runs in a Red Sox uniform and led the league in total bases 4 times. But Rice wasn't just a masher. He was a complete player, an excellent left fielder with a strong arm and surprising athleticism. For 8 seasons, he was an all-star, and year after year, he was the heartbeat of Boston's offense, carrying the team through the highs and lows of the late 70s and 80s. Rice was also known for his toughness and quiet leadership. When Jim Rice was finally inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2009, it felt like justice for a player who had been the face of the Red Sox for over a decade. Number 12, Lefty Grove. Lefty Grove was already a living legend by the time he put on a Red Sox uniform in 1934, but Boston fans quickly learned he still had plenty of magic left in that golden left arm. In Boston, he wasn't just a name, he was a force. Over 8 seasons, Grove won 105 games and captured the 1935 American League ERA title, showing that even in his mid-30s, he could outthink and outpitch younger hitters. Grove's presence gave the Red Sox rotation a true ace and provided a bridge to the Ted Williams era, mentoring younger pitchers and bringing credibility to a franchise ready to rise again. By the time he retired, Grove had compiled 300 career wins, one of the rarest milestones in baseball, and left behind a legacy as one of the greatest pitchers to ever take the mound. He reminded everyone, even in the heat of a pennant race, that baseball was supposed to be fun. Number 11, Carlton Fisk. Carlton Fisk wasn't just a catcher. He was the emotional pulse of the Red Sox in the 1970s. Known as Pudge, Fisk was a tough, fiery competitor who played the game with a mix of grit and grace. Behind the plate, he was a wall, guiding pitchers, blocking wild pitches, and throwing out would-be base stealers with a cannon of an arm. But it's his bat and one unforgettable swing that made him a Boston legend. Game 6 of the 1975 World Series is etched into baseball history, and Carlton Fisk is its most iconic image. Fisk's time in Boston saw him win the 1972 AL Rookie of the Year award, make 7 All-Star teams, and cement himself as one of the greatest hitting catchers in history. His leadership, intensity, and ability to deliver in the biggest moments defined an era of Red Sox baseball. For Red Sox fans, Carlton Fisk will always be the man waving that ball fair, a symbol of hope, drama, and everything that makes baseball beautiful. Number 10, Dustin Pedroia. Dustin Pedroia wasn't just the heart and soul of the modern Red Sox, he was their engine. Listed at just 5'9", but playing like he was 6'5", Pedroia brought an intensity and fearlessness that defined Boston baseball for over a decade. Every time he stepped on the field, he played as if the game was on the line, diving for ground balls, taking the extra base, and firing up the crowd with his relentless energy. Pedroia broke onto the scene in 2007, winning the Rookie of the Year award, and immediately proving that he belonged on the biggest stage. Throughout his career, Pedroia was a 4-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove winner, and a 2-time World Series champion, playing a crucial role in Boston's titles in 2007 and 2013. Injuries may have shortened his career, but Pedroia's impact on the franchise is undeniable. He set the tone in the clubhouse, demanded the best from everyone around him, and embodied the Boston Strong mentality. For more than a decade, when you thought of the Red Sox, you thought of Dustin Pedroia, the undersized giant who played with the biggest heart in baseball. Number 9. Dwight Evans. Dwight Evans might just be the most underrated player in Red Sox history. Known simply as Dewey, he patrolled right field at Fenway for 19 seasons, building a reputation as one of the best all-around players of his era. Evans had a cannon for an arm, winning 8 Gold Gloves with his incredible defense. And he wasn't just a glove-first guy, he could hit. He smashed 385 home runs in a Boston uniform, showing just how complete his game was. Evans could hit for power, work a walk, and always seemed to come through in the clutch. He wasn't flashy, but he was quietly brilliant, the kind of player who made winning possible. Number 8. David Ortiz. No player has defined Boston baseball in the 21st century quite like David Ortiz. Big Papi wasn't just a slugger, he was a moment maker. Every time the Red Sox needed a hero, Ortiz delivered. Whether it was the game-tying grand slam in the 2004 ALCS that sparked the greatest comeback in baseball history, or his clutch performance in 2013 that inspired a city still reeling from the marathon bombing, Papi's bat seemed to swing with destiny. Over his career, he smashed 483 of his 541 home runs in a Boston uniform, becoming the franchise's all-time leader in clutch hits. More than the numbers though, it was his charisma, leadership, and unshakable confidence that made him the heart of 3 World Series championship teams. When Ortiz stepped to the plate, Fenway Park held its breath, and more often than not, he gave them a reason to roar. Big Papi isn't just a Red Sox legend, he's a Boston icon. Number 7. Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez may have been small in stature, but on the mound, he was a giant. At 5'11" and 170 pounds, he carved through hitters with electric stuff, pinpoint control, and a deep understanding of how to pitch. Pedro's peak years with the Boston Red Sox from 1997 to 2003 were beyond dominant. He won 3 Cy Young Awards, led the league in ERA 5 times, and twice posted ERA plus numbers over 280, meaning he was nearly 3 times better than the average pitcher. In 1999, he had one of the most impressive seasons ever. 23, 4, 2.07 ERA, 313 strikeouts, and a whip of 0.92, all in the height of the steroid era. That makes his accomplishments even more legendary. Pedro helped lead the Red Sox to their historic 2004 World Series title, ending an 86-year drought. He finished his career with 219 wins, 3,154 strikeouts, and a career ERA of 2.93. Martinez wasn't just great, he was magical. His charisma, artistry, and fire on the mound make him a true icon of the game. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015. Number 6. Tris Speaker. Tris Speaker, known as the Gray Eagle, was both an offensive and defensive marvel in the early 20th century. Over 22 seasons, he hit .345, recorded 3,514 hits, scored 1,882 runs, and drove in 1,529 RBIs. His 792 career doubles remain the all-time record, a testament to his ability to drive the ball into gaps. Speaker wasn't just a great hitter. His 134.9 career WR ranks 9th all-time, ahead of many legends. He won 3 World Series titles, 2 with the Boston Red Sox, and 1 as player-manager of the Cleveland Indians. As a manager, he innovated the use of platooning, showing he understood strategy as well as execution. Speaker's career bridged the dead ball and live ball eras, and his consistent excellence in both periods cements his place among the greatest hitters ever. Number 5. Cy Young. You can't have a list of the greatest pitchers without including the man the award is named after, Cy Young. A titan of early baseball, Young pitched from 1890 to 1911 and set records that may never be touched. Most career wins, 511. Most innings pitched, 7,356. Most complete games, 749. Most starts, 815. These numbers are almost mythical. Even acknowledging the era's different pitching demands, Young's durability and consistency are staggering. He won 30 or more games 5 times, threw 3 no-hitters, and helped transition baseball from the 19th century to the modern dead ball era. While modern metrics aren't kind to pitchers of that era, Young's longevity and success place him among the game's immortals. He wasn't just a compiler, he was a winner, year in and year out for over 2 decades. The Cy Young Award is a tribute to a man who embodied pitching greatness. Number 4, Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs wasn't just a hitter, he was a craftsman, an artist whose canvas was the batter's box and whose masterpiece was a perfectly placed line drive off the green monster. From the moment he debuted with the Red Sox in 1982, Boggs redefined what it meant to be a pure hitter. He won 5 batting titles in a Boston uniform, hitting over .3504 times, and was seemingly impossible to fool at the plate. He collected over 2,000 hits during his 11 years with the Red Sox. His consistency was remarkable. A player you could count on to rack up 200 hits, score 100 runs, and get on base at an elite level season after season. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2005, Wade Boggs remains one of the greatest hitters in franchise history. Number 3, Roger Clemens. Few pitchers in baseball history have mixed dominance, intimidation, and controversy like Roger Clemens. Known as the Rocket, Clemens had a 24-year career filled with accolades and clouded by steroid allegations. On the mound, he was ferocious. 7 Cy Young Awards, more than anyone in history. 2 pitching triple crowns, an MVP award, rare for a pitcher. He struck out 4,672 batters, 3rd all-time, and had a career ERA of 3.12 over more than 700 starts. In 1986, he went 24-4 and struck out 20 batters in a single game, a feat he'd repeat again a decade later. He rejuvenated his career in Toronto and later helped the Yankees to 2 World Series titles. Clemens' legacy is complicated. Some see him as the greatest ever. Others question his accomplishments due to PED suspicion, but judged purely on performance, few pitchers were as feared or effective for as long. Number 2, Carl Yastrzemski. For over 2 decades, Carl Yastrzemski wasn't just the face of the Red Sox, he was their heartbeat. When Ted Williams retired in 1960, there was a massive question hanging over Boston. Who could possibly fill the shoes of the greatest hitter who ever lived? The answer came quickly. In 1961, a 21-year-old kid from Long Island jogged out to left field, and Fenway Park would never be the same. Yaz didn't just replace Williams, he built his own legend. Known for his intense preparation and tireless work ethic, Yastrzemski became one of the most complete players the game has ever seen. He won 7 Gold Gloves with his superb defense in left, 3 batting titles, and over the years developed into a dangerous power hitter. Over 23 seasons, Yastrzemski compiled 3,419 hits, 452 home runs, and 1,844 RBIs, retiring as the franchise leader in nearly every offensive category. Today, Carl Yastrzemski's number 8 is retired at Fenway, and his statue stands outside the park as a tribute to a man who didn't just play in Boston, he was Boston baseball for a generation. Number 1, Ted Williams. Ted Williams is widely regarded as the greatest pure hitter in baseball history. He's the last player to hit .400 in a season, batting .406 in 1941, a feat that has stood untouched for over 80 years. Williams finished with a career batting average of .344, an OBP of .482, the highest of all time, and 521 home runs, despite missing nearly 5 full seasons serving in World War II and the Korean War as a fighter pilot. He won 2 MVPs, 6 batting titles, and was a 19-time All-Star. His swing was science, his plate discipline legendary, but Williams was also famously complicated, brilliant, intense, and sometimes combative with the media. He played his entire career with the Boston Red Sox, yet never won a World Series. Still, when it comes to the art of hitting, no one studied it or mastered it like Ted. His legacy is etched not only in numbers, but in philosophy. He didn't just hit, he understood hitting better than anyone who's ever played. And there you have it, the 20 greatest players to ever wear a Boston Red Sox uniform. These legends didn't just put up numbers, they gave Boston memories that will last forever. From the early days of Ted Williams dominating at the plate, to David Ortiz lifting an entire city on his shoulders, to the new era stars carrying the torch, the Red Sox story is one of passion, grit, and history. Whether you grew up watching Yaz in left field, cheering for Pedro's fiery strikeouts, or witnessing the miracle of 2004, every fan has a favorite moment and a favorite player that connects them to this team. That's the beauty of the Red Sox. It's more than baseball, it's family. Who's your favorite Red Sox player of all time? Did we miss someone you think belongs on this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip through Red Sox history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into baseball's greatest stories.